and the theory of spontaneous generation?
Henderson Jacob.
Life.
Good for 5 points. Now a 10-pointer. The following narration is found at the beginning of what symphonic work? Each character in the tale is represented by a different instrument.
James Island Brand.
Peter and the Wolf.
That's right for 10 points. 5-point question now. Arrange the following 4 industrial cities from west to east. Pittsburgh, Detroit, Buffalo, Cleveland.
Henderson Nicholas.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Buffalo, Detroit.
Martin.
Cleveland.
Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Buffalo. The way those cities are. Here's a 10-pointer. What large Texas city leads the U.S. in percentage of Hispanic residents?
James Island Brand.
El Paso.
Henderson, if you know.
Thatcher.
San Antonio.
That's the right answer. Time for a 5-point visual question. Watch the monitor here in the studio. Here's a Lenox original, meticulously crafted of fine porcelain. Identify the fowl.
Teresa James Island.
Mallard duck.
That is a mallard duck. Very well done. Here's a 10-pointer. Probation frees a person convicted of a crime from going to jail. What form of release frees a person who is already in prison and places him under the...
James Island Brand.
Commutation.
Him under the supervision...
Jacob.
Parole.
That's the right answer for 10 points. 5-pointer here. The rulers of Brunei, Malaysia, and Oman all have...
Anderson Eric.
Sultan.
Right, all have what title? Sultan is the answer. 10-pointer here. What's the middle of Canada's 3 prairie provinces?
James Island Martin.
Saskatchewan.
That's the one in the middle. Good, Martin. 5-point math question here. A trapezoid has bases of 33 and 15 feet. What is the length of the median?
James Island Brand.
24.
Correct answer for 5 points. Now moving to music, a 5-pointer. Name both the vocalist and the band after listening to this excerpt from her MTV Unplugged album.
James Island Julia.
Natalie Merchant, 10,000 Maniacs.
Amazingly done, Julia. 10-pointer here. After 8 years of marriage, sheltered Nora Helmer one day...
Brad from James Island.
A Doll's House by...
That's right, Brad. 5-pointer here. What is the exemption from prosecution a person receives for testifying against criminal...
James Island Brad.
Immunity.
That's right. Associates or co-conspirators. That was the end of that question. Here's a 10-pointer. Queen Elizabeth II in 1952 became the first British monarch of predominantly English blood since the death of what other queen in 1714?
James Island Brad.
Queen Anne.
That's right for 10 points. 10-pointer here. What is indicated by the ASA number on a roll of film?
Henderson Eric.
The speed.
Very good. Visual question here for 10 points. Watch the monitor. What's the name of this World War II hero?
Henderson Eric.
Montgomery.
That's who it is. And a 5-pointer here. Lying completely within this country's borders are 2 small sovereign states.
Henderson Jacob.
Italy.
That's right. Very well done. And that sound means we've finished our warm-up round. At the end of round 1, 60 points for James Island, 55 points for Henderson. It's going to be a great match. Let's meet the players playing this match before we get into our second quarter, starting with Henderson Senior High School. B. Reed Henderson High School, to be exact, from Westchester, Pennsylvania. Thatcher Gerhardt, captain, on his way to Yale, valedictorian, and aspires to a career in politics. Next to him, Eric Hebel, a senior, on his way to Penn State, 1994 National Science Olympiad, bronze medal in the earth science process. Jacob Vaquero, senior, bound for Haverford College, earned perfect scores on the verbal SAT and National Latin exams, 4th and 5th levels. Next to him, I've now learned his twin brother, Nicholas Vaquero. Obvious to you at home, but for me, I'm a little slower. Senior, bound from Haverford College. Interests include music and English. Alternates, Michelle Romanowski, Jason Hoblack, Peter Liu, Tia Pillar, and the coach is Rich Muller. Welcome. The team from James Island near Charleston, South Carolina. Martin Tong is the captain. He's a senior, and he's also on the cross-country team. Sitting next to him, Brad Harris, a junior, #1 in his class. Teresa White is next to Brad, valedictorian, and plans to attend Davidson College. Good for you. Julia Wang, senior, will attend University of South Carolina, which is the correct USC, I hear from the James Island people. Alternates Ben Hall, Jamie Smith, the coach, Dorothy Meek. Welcome to both teams. Let's go back to Thatcher to tell us a little bit about Henderson High School.
Nestled in the historic hills of Chester County, B. Reed Henderson is a public school of approximately 1,300 students. It has been recognized by both the Pennsylvania and the United States Departments of Education for academic excellence. This year, we're proud to have had 10 National Merit Scholarship finalists. The academic team would like to thank our teachers, the Westchester community, and especially our coach, Mr. Rich Muller, for helping get us here.
Terrific. Thank you, Thatcher. Martin, if you could do the same for James Island, we'd appreciate that.
Okay. James Island is a school of about 1,100 students located on the island near Charleston, South Carolina. It is a school where both academics and athletics are stressed. Our baseball and wrestling teams won state titles this year, and we were also selected as Environmental School of the Year for the second year in a row. We are also enjoying the benefits of our newly constructed multi-million-dollar science wing, and we would like to thank our principal, Mr. Floyd Hyatt, for all his support.
Thank you, Martin. Best of luck to both teams. Move on to the second quarter of play, which is our bonus round. We will ask a toss-up question. If you get that correct, we'll move on to a category. You can earn up to 50 points in that category. If you miss, your opponents will get a shot at it. Let's get started with the first toss-up question. Good luck, teams. Consider the following: the breezy reporter, the henpecked husband, the troublesome mother-in-law, the perfect butler, the arch spinster. These could all be considered what type of characters?
Henderson Nicholas.
Stereotypes?
What type of characters in literature? We're looking for a 5-letter word.
Brad.
Round?
Stock characters. Stock characters. Another toss-up here. Finish this popular hymn refrain. Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war.
James Island Martin.
Victory.
And for Henderson, if you know. All the accomplishments, obviously choir is not one of them, with the cross of Jesus going on before. That's okay, we'll go to another toss-up question. Here we go. Have you no sense of decency, sir? To whom did Army...
Henderson Jacob.
McCarthy.
Very well done. That qualifies you to the first bonus category. It is South America. Henderson, here we go. Name the 4 southernmost South American nations. You'll earn 5 points for the first one you can name, 10 points for the second, and so forth until you're incorrect. Fire when ready.
What order? Go.
Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay.
3 out of the 5. A chance for James Island to score some points here. 20 points if you know it.
Brazil.
Very well done. Way to pick up the points there. Let's go for another toss-up question. This is a music question. Listen to this familiar theme from a Broadway musical show and identify the theme or the show.
James Island Martin.
Cat.
Nicholas.
Carousel?
Song is Love Makes the World Go Round from the show Carnival. Let's try another toss-up question. What chemical compound is readily soluble in water but insoluble or only slightly soluble in most other liquids? An essential part of the diet of humans and animals and a part of most animal fluids such as blood, sweat.
James Island Brad.
Salt?
Salt is the answer. Now, James Island, you get a chance for the category. Your category is the solar system. Here's your 5-point question. On the night of January 7th, 1610, an astronomer peered through a telescope that he himself had made and saw a planet and 3 moons. What planet did he observe on that night?
Jupiter.
That's right for 5 points. Here's your 10-pointer. On Earth, we can see the moon rise and set, but if we were on the moon, we couldn't see the Earth rise and set. Why not?
Because it doesn't rotate around it.
Yeah, the moon doesn't go around the Earth. What? The Earth doesn't go around the moon.
Because the Earth does not revolve around the moon.
Chance for Henderson if they know the answer to that one.
Because the same side of the moon always faces the Earth.
That is the answer, and that's 10 points for Henderson High School. Another toss-up question. This time the subject is math. Which regular polyhedron has an equal number of faces and vertices?
Henderson Eric.
A square.
Brad.
Octahedron.
Tetrahedron. Try another toss-up. Which country was stripped of its African possessions by the Treaty of Versailles following?
We heard the answer. We'll just go on to the next one.
What? He said Jared. Go on.
Go on to the next toss-up, please.
All right. Gore Vidal's Julian is a fictional biography of Flavius Claudius Julianus, emperor of what?
James Island Brad.
The Roman Empire.
Very well done. Classical music is your category. Handel's Messiah is performed primarily for what two holidays?
Christmas and Easter.
Christmas and Easter.
Christmas and Easter.
Good for 5 points. Here's your 10-pointer. What symphony was interpreted by some as a nostalgic expression of a bohemian composer writing in North America but longing for the old world?
The New World Symphony.
New World Symphony.
15 points here. Who wrote the libretti of Wagner's operas?
Von Schiller, maybe? I don't know.
Try it, Von Schiller.
Von Schiller.
Chance for Henderson if they think they know this one. 15 points for right answer.
Liszt.
Wagner himself. That sound means we have come to the end of our bonus round. Time to start our third round of play. The scores are very tight, 115 to 105. All that's going to change, but let me let you know that the questions here on Star Challenge are provided and authenticated by Questions Unlimited of Columbus, Ohio. And let's take a moment right now to meet our judges, starting with Chip Beal, the Executive Director of the National Academic Association. Next to him, we have Rick Barrientos, Director Emeritus of the Maryland Classic. And we're pleased to have also joining the judges Cheryl Claypool, staff writer from Questions Unlimited. Thank you, judges, for being here. Now we'll move on to our 60-second round players. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as you can under these categories, and here they are. They are the Aeneid, vocabulary search, a river runs through it, and a mystery category. You'll pick a category, have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can, 10 points for right answers. If you get all 10, you get a 20-point bonus. For all that you miss, the other team will get a chance to answer. Good luck. And with Henderson trailing only by 10 points, you get the advantage of picking the first category. What would you like?
We're going to try the Aeneid.
All right, sir. Good luck. Let's set the clock for 60 seconds now. The Aeneid is the national epic of which ancient land?
Rome.
Which poet wrote the Aeneid?
Virgil.
During what century was the Aeneid penned?
First century A.D.
The Aeneid contains 12 books. The first 6 imitate which Greek epic?
Odyssey.
The last 6 imitate which other epic by Homer?
Iliad.
A storm shipwrecks Aeneas and his Trojan followers near what place in North Africa?
Carthage.
Aeneas falls in love with what queen?
Dido.
The gods order Aeneas to leave for what place?
Italy.
In despair, what does the queen of Carthage do?
Kills herself.
King Latinus offers Aeneas the hand of which daughter in marriage?
Lavinia.
Got to all 10. You only missed 1. If I'm correct, judges, 90 points, Henderson. Well done. Chance to pick up 10 points, James Island, if you know the answer to this one. During what century was the Aeneid penned?
First century BC.
That's the answer we're looking for. Good for you picking up 10 points. And now your category.
We'll take vocabulary search.
Vocabulary search it is. All right. Set 60 seconds on the clock now. Eagle, lion, and myth all appear in the definition of griffin. Use your mental database to guess what word has a definition that includes each of the following groups. Hat, tall, pointed, bishops.
Sure. Cap.
Cap.
Musician, charm, beasts.
Wow.
Pass.
Tree, tropical, exposed roots.
Beach.
Grass, golf, torn.
Green.
Boat, Venice, canal.
Gondola.
Fly, ball, short, relief.
No, baseball.
Baseball.
Pointed, tool, leather.
Like shoemaking? I don't know.
Shoemaking.
Ship, right, side.
Sailing.
Stamps, collection, nations. Time is out.
Yeah.
You were able to answer 2. You got through 9. Chance for Henderson to pick up some points here. The first one, hat, tall, pointed, bishop.
Mitre.
Musician, charm, beast.
Orpheus.
Tree, tropical, exposed roots.
Cypress.
Grass, golf, torn.
Divot.
Pointed, tool, leather.
All.
Ship, right, side.
Starboard.
Stamp, collection, nation.
Philately.
Correct. I was incorrect. We only got to 9 questions. There is a 10th we did not get to. Way to clean up the category there, Henderson. And that concludes our 60-second round. Now it's time for the ever-important fourth quarter of our game. The score now 255 points for Henderson, James Island 145. All that's going to change, though, in the Stump the Experts round, which we're about to play. Called that because the questions are a little bit more difficult, more on a college level. Point values 15 and 20 points. Good luck, teams. Any of you can ring in. Please wait to be recognized by the judges before you answer. Here we go. Here's a 15-point art question. Much of what you see in this picture, the vault and much of the interior, are part of the original structure of this building.
Henderson Thatcher.
Parthenon.
Part of the original structure of this building, which was built around AD 120. The dome itself is concrete, and there seems to be evidence of internal arch supports. What's the name of the building?
James Island Brad.
Pantheon.
That is correct. Here's a 20-pointer. What was the fastest growing U.S. city between 1910 and 1920, and what fueled this growth?
The Henderson Thatcher.
Detroit, the automobile industry.
Exactly right. Here's a 15-pointer. In the dedication to this purposely unfinished epic satire, Don Juan, in 1819, Lord Byron is not referring to the Los Angeles basketball team when he refers to all the Lakers.
James Island Martin.
In England.
Who are the Lakers to whom he refers?
And Jacob.
The Lake Poets.
That's right. Could probably play basketball better than the Lakers. Here's the 20-pointer. What document was signed by William III of England after the glorious...
James Island Brad.
The English Bill of Rights.
15-pointer here. The Parisian school known as the Sorbonne was founded as a college of what subject?
James Island Brad.
Music.
Eric.
Cooking.
The answer is theology. 20-point music question. Which of Wagner's operas opens with this prelude?
Henderson Nicholas.
Tristan und Isolde.
Martin.
Lohengrin.
That's the right answer. 20-pointer. Suppose in the afterlife you're allowed to marry someone from a different era. Imagine a marriage between Sacagawea, an American Indian from the 19th century, and Robert Stroud, an American criminal from the 20th century. What oddity would they share? Time is up. Their nicknames are Bird Woman and Bird Man. 15-point question here. In medicine, what's the difference between a diagnosis and a prognosis?
James Island Brad.
A diagnosis is when a doctor determines what condition you have or what problem you have, and a prognosis is when what a doctor predicts is the outcome.
Right answer. Here's a 20-pointer. World War II brought an unsought astronomical opportunity to researchers using the 100-inch telescope at Mount Wilson in Southern California. Why was wartime a good time for their studies?
Henderson Thatcher.
Because due to the war, lights in nearby cities and towns were out because of fear of bombing raids.
Right answer. 15-pointer here. 19th century women wore what kind of ruffles to keep dirt off their skirts? You'll find similar ones today on beds.
James Island, Teresa.
Like curtains?
Any idea, Henderson?
Thatcher.
Dust ruffles.
That's the answer. 20-point art question. Take a careful look at this neoclassical painting and see if you can figure out the title of the painting or the name of the French artist.
James Island, Brad.
David?
That's right. 20-pointer. This high-waisted fashion style is named for the period in which Napoleon reigned.
Julia, James Island.
Empire waist dress?
That's right. 20-pointer. If you tell someone, j'ai sommeil, what is the matter with you?
Henderson, Jacob.
You're sick.
Martin.
You're sad.
You are sleepy. Here's a 15-pointer. What term describes an experimental movement in a particular field of art?
Henderson, Jacob.
Avant-garde.
That's right. Here's a 20-pointer. What is a fee paid in advance by a client to an attorney to secure...
James Island, Brad.
Retainer?
20-point music question. Listen to this rhapsody and identify the composer or the Eastern European country portrayed in the music.
James Island, Brad.
Hungary?
Time is up. UNESCO and Romania. 15-pointer. Identify the Zulu-dominated province of South Africa.
James Island, Brad.
Natal?
20-pointer here. In Greek mythology, the lowest region of hell was called what?
James Island, Martin.
Tartars.
15-pointer. What is the second derivative of the following expression? 3x cubed minus 4x squared plus 7x.
James Island, Brad.
18x minus 8.
2 minutes.
20-pointer here. What is the specific chemical name for the process in which the water molecules orient themselves around an ion in such a way as to lower the energy of the ion? Hydration is the answer we're looking for there. Here's another 20-pointer. The musical term scherzo comes from an Italian term for what?
Henderson, Nicholas.
Joke.
That's right. 20-point question here. Male lions of the Serengeti enjoy up to how many hours of regal
James Island, Teresa.
20?
slumber per day? 20 hours is the answer. 15-pointer here. In which country does the city of Cartagena overlook the Caribbean?
James Island, Brad.
Colombia?
In an effort to standardize basic information, processed foods now display a mandatory panel which features information relating to daily values and serving size. What standard two-word...
Henderson, Eric.
Nutrition facts.
Good for 20 points. Another 20-pointer. An executive order signed by President Clinton authorized the use of what items obtained from endangered species in the religious ceremonies of Native Americans?
James Island, Brad.
Horns?
In time, Thatcher.
Tusks.
Eagle feathers is the answer. Another 20-pointer. What's wrong with this sentence? Rimsky-Korsakov's opera, Scheherazade, consists of separate, unconnected...
Henderson, Nicholas.
Scheherazade isn't an opera?
Well done. 20-pointer. Napoleon called it the most terrible of all his battles.
Henderson, Thatcher.
Waterloo.
Martin.
Austerlitz.
Borodino. 20-pointer. Which planet rotates in the opposite direction?
James Island, Brad.
Uranus?
That sound means time is up. And looking to the judges for an official ruling, if that is official, Henderson narrowly wins over James Island. An excellent match. Terrific job. Hope you join us next time for some more exciting action on Star Challenge. I'm Mark Wahlberg. Bye-bye.